the campus of Oak Ridge University buzzed with anticipation. President Donald Trump was coming to town to deliver a speech on education, opportunity, and leadership at the largest auditorium in the state. For weeks, the visit had dominated conversation. Students argued, professors debated, and townspeople lined up for passes. In classrooms, cafeterias, and even the local cafe, opinions flew like sparks. Among the faculty was Dr. Alina Hart, a 38-year-old history professor known for her calm voice and quiet conviction. While others shouted their beliefs, Alina's soft-spoken words always carried weight. Her students adored her. She listened, guided, and believed in them when no one else did. When she saw the posters announcing the president's visit, her heart quickened. She wasn't politically, at least not publicly, but the event stirred something deep within her. She had a story she'd never told, one tied to her past, her students, and her country. "Will you go?" her colleagues asked. Alina smiled faintly. "Yes," she said. "Maybe I'll find the courage to speak." Alina had grown up in a working-class home, her father a factory worker, her mother a nurse pulling double shifts. Money was scarce, but love was abundant. Education was her escape, her way out. She remembered studying by candlelight during power outages, her mother whispering, "You'll be the first in our family to earn a degree." And she was, but tragedy had marked her journey. Her younger brother Daniel, once a bright and hopeful student, lost his scholarship after a financial setback. Without it, his dreams unraveled. He dropped out, took odd jobs, and slowly slipped into despair. One night, when Alina was in graduate school, the phone rang. Daniel was gone. He had taken his own life, leaving behind a note that read, "I just wanted someone to believe in me." Those words carved themselves into Alina's soul. From that night forward, she made a silent vow to be that someone for her students. The day of the speech arrived, heavy with tension. Police barricades lined the streets. Protesters and supporters faced each other with signs and chants. Inside the auditorium, thousands waited, ardents, professors, veterans, journalists, families. When President Trump took the stage, applause thundered from some, and silence hung from others. He began, his voice echoing through the hall. "Education is the foundation of America's future. We must ensure every student has a chance to succeed." Alina sat in the third row. She listened, but her brother's words haunted her. "I just wanted someone to believe in me." As Trump spoke of scholarships and merit, her pulse quickened. She thought of her students, the ones who worked 2 jobs, who couldn't afford textbooks, who believed they didn't belong. Something inside her stirred. "Stand up," a voice whispered. "Say it now." Her chest tightened, but she rose. "Excuse me, Mr. President," she called out. The room fell silent. Trump paused, surprised. "Yes, ma'am." Alina steadied her breath. "I'm Dr. Alina Hart, a professor here at Oak Ridge. With respect, I need to share something, because sometimes the brightest minds are the ones who never get seen." A ripple of murmurs spread through the audience. Trump raised his hand for quiet. "Go ahead," he said. Alina's voice softened. "I had a brother named Daniel. He was smart and full of dreams. But when he lost his scholarship, he lost hope. He worked hard, but he felt invisible in a system that rewards those who already have advantages." She paused, her throat tightening. "One night, he gave up. He was 19. He left a note that said, 'I just wanted someone to believe in me.'" The hall was utterly still. Cameras froze. Even the air seemed to hold its breath. "I've spent my career believing in students like him," she continued. "Not just the top of the class, the ones who are struggling, who think they don't belong. Because opportunity shouldn't only reward success, it should nurture potential." Some students in the audience wiped their eyes. Trump watched, expression unreadable. "Mr. President," she said gently, "you speak of merit, but merit often begins with privilege. What about the student who works 3 jobs to afford tuition? What about the ones with no safety net? If we only measure outcomes, we forget the journeys." The murmurs grew louder. Trump lifted his hand again, listening intently. "I'm not asking for pity," Alina said, her voice trembling but strong. "I'm asking for vision. A vision where education believes in people before they prove themselves. Because sometimes belief is the only thing that keeps them alive." Her words rolled through the hall like a wave. Professors nodded. Students looked stunned. Security officers, once tense, seemed to ease. Then, from the back of the room, a voice called out, "She's right." It was Marcus, one of Elena's former students. "Dr. Hart saved me," he said. "I was ready to drop out, but she believed in me." Another voice rose. "Me too," cried Sarah, a sophomore. "When my dad lost his job, she helped me find scholarships. I wouldn't be here without her." One by one, students stood, some trembling, some crying, sharing how Dr. Hart had changed their lives. "She doesn't just teach," one said. "She rescues." The hall transformed. What began as one woman's interruption became a chorus of gratitude and truth. Trump looked around the room. His face softened. The cameras captured it. All the tears, the silence, the unity. Finally, he spoke. "Dr. Hart, and to all of you, thank you. I've given speeches across America, but I've rarely witnessed anything like this. You've reminded me and everyone here that education isn't just about knowledge. It's about humanity." In that moment, Elena didn't feel like she'd challenged a president. She had simply spoken for Daniel and for every student who just needed someone to believe in them. The room was hushed. Every breath held. "I've always believed in rewarding excellence," President Trump said at last, his tone measured. "But you've reminded me that excellence can come from unexpected places. Sometimes it takes someone else's faith to unlock it." No one moved. Even the cameras seemed to hesitate. "I can't change the past," he continued, "but perhaps we can change the future. If what you say is true, then maybe the measure of success shouldn't be who shines brightest, but who rises from the darkest places." For a moment, silence ruled. Then the applause began, tentative at first, then swelling into a thunderous wave that shook the hall. Elena blinked, tears stinging her eyes. She hadn't stood to win an argument or make a statement. She only wanted to be heard. As the crowd buzzed, she thought of her mother of that night after Daniel's funeral, when her mother sat by the window, whispering, "If only someone had told him he mattered." That sentence had become the compass of her life. And now, in this hall filled with thousands, Elena realized she had finally done it. She had told his story aloud. Her heart ached, but the ache was cleansing. She couldn't save Daniel, but maybe she had saved others. And maybe, just maybe, even the president had heard something deeper than politics. Trump cleared his throat. "Dr. Hart," he said, "I want to propose something right here, right now. Let's create a scholarship fund. Not just for top achievers, but for students who show resilience despite hardship. We'll call it the Daniel Hart Initiative." A collective gasp rippled through the room. Elena froze. Her students leaped to their feet, cheering wildly. Tears spilled down her cheeks. She had never asked for recognition, only for listening. But this was beyond anything she had imagined. Trump extended his hand. "Will you help lead it?" Elena stepped forward, trembling, and took his hand. The hall erupted applause, camera flashes, the sound of hope becoming real. For the first time in years, she felt Daniel beside her, not in sorrow, but in peace. News spread like wildfire. Headlines flashed. "Teacher interrupts President inspires National Education Fund." Clips of Elena's trembling voice filled every feed. Hashtags trended for days. Hashtag believe in students. Hashtag Daniel Hart. Messages poured in from across the country. "You told my story. I thought I was alone. Thank you for speaking when we couldn't." Elena read each one through tears. The note that had once shattered her life, "I just wanted someone to believe in me," had become the spark of a movement. But not everything came easy. Critics called it political theater. Others doubted the fund would change anything. And when the meetings began, exhausting sessions with donors, educators, and officials, Elena sometimes wondered if she could carry the weight of it. One night, she sat alone in her office, staring at Daniel's photograph. "I don't know if I can do this," she whispered. Then she remembered the voices in the auditorium, the students standing one by one to say she had saved them. Their faith gave her strength. Maybe this wasn't about being strong alone. Maybe it was about being strong together. Weeks later, a letter arrived in the mail. It was handwritten from a student she'd never met. "Dear Dr. Hart, I saw the video of you talking about your brother. I've been thinking about giving up, but your words made me feel seen for the first time. You saved me even, though we've never met." Elena pressed the letter to her chest and sobbed. That was the moment she knew Daniel's story had already saved lives, and it would save more. The work grew. The Daniel Hart Initiative became more than a scholarship. It became a network of mentorship, belief, and belonging. This fund can't just give money, Alina insisted at every meeting. It has to give connection. Her students volunteered eagerly. We'll mentor, Marcus said. We'll make sure no one feels alone, Sarah added. Hope began to ripple. Outward one student, one story at a time. Back in her classroom, Alina saw the change. Students shared more. They looked each other in the eye.